Rustem, hello. We didn't start yet.
Yes, Rustem, we are starting. So hello again, everyone. My name is Akira. I am from Academic Advising Office. So today we'll be having a session on academic mobility by the Office of Global Relations, Nurzhan, our colleague. So he will be explaining giving the general information about the exchange programs, study abroad programs, right? The requirements probably, and how you can apply, and general the information, okay, how this process goes on. So now first Nurzhan will give the presentation, and at the end of the session we'll have time for your questions, okay? So Nurzhan, floor is yours. Thank you, and yes, let's start.
Thank you, Egerim. Hello, everyone. My name is Nurzhan Nakhanov. I'm the manager of the Office of Global Relations, and this office, and particularly me, responsible for the academic mobility. And all the questions that you have, you can send it to my email. And let me start straight from our presentation. Just a moment. Let me check if I can share. Yes. Okay, I can understand why it's not. Egerim, I cannot move my slides.
That's it's moving. I'm not
Okay,
sure
let me
why.
show them this way. So here it is my contact details. You can call me by phone or send email anytime you. So let's start from the primary note. We stress attention for student that student mobility, it is just an additional opportunity for NU students. It is not the requirements that we ask from the students, and we use student mobility as a motivation to study, to perform better in their academic performance. So what is the student mobility benefits? First, of course, it's educational and personal. About educational, you will have an opportunity to practice your language, to practice your communication skill, to face multicultural environments, and you will be in the different countries, so it helps to improve your problem-solving skills. But of course, we also provide student mobility opportunities to improve your personal skills, your agility, your adaptation, your development of new friendships. And as I said, because of these personal benefits, some of the schools, not all, but some of the schools don't like to send their students, not send, but approve their participation in online student mobility, which is at this time is quite popular. So what are the student mobility forms? First, it's of course academic exchange. It is when you get your credits from the school. It is study abroad program. You can also get the credit bearing, it's credit bearing program, so you can get your credit and transfer to Nazarbayev University. But the difference between these programs is that academic exchange program requires interinstitutional agreement. There are also cultural mobility program, which is short term. It's about 1 week or 1 month. It's not credit bearing. It's just when you travel to another country and study their culture and language. And of course, we have research internships. Yes, and we will provide you the recording after finishing the session. And research internship, it's primarily approved. So this slide shows you what are the fees, duration, and credit or not credit bearing. Students are should they pay for the mobility or not? There are three sources of payment: when the host institution pay, home institution pay, here it is Nazarbayev University, or students should cover their mobility by themselves. And what expenses should we consider when students go to student mobility? It's of course two-way tickets, it's PCR test, medical insurance, visa, tuition fee, accommodation, expense for meal, and some other expenses. About tuition fee, usually if we get inter-institutional agreement, then tuition fee is actually free. So, but if we get an agreement, so we probably ask our partner to provide accommodation, but it of course should be paid by either student or Nazarbayev University, depends on the terms of the agreement. So at this time, because of the but 23 countries recognize Kazakhstan vaccination passport. This list can be updated. You can get the updated information from our office for student service, not office of international student service. So you can check the entry requirements from them, because you get visa and you have to travel. So the main question that we get from the students: what is the application process? Here is the chain representing the whole process, how it started and how it finished. The process starts from when we get the interinstitutional agreement with our partners. We usually get the information that they are ready to accept our students. Then we send this information to all NU schools or several schools, depends on the agreement. And then the school make an announcement for the students. After that, the school start to collect the required documents from the students. Students have to submit all the required documents to school manager. After that, school made a selection committee, and they, for example, select 2 or 3 students for a particular student mobility program. After that, when they give us the office, when they give us the nomination, we send this nomination to our partner, and partner decides whether accept this student or not. If they accept the student, they of course send the information to the student, and we start the application. We run this how can I say, the application form? Yes. So the important points of the student mobility. As our students mostly study for the state grant, and they have to finish their studying in Nazarbayev University within 4 years, they have to make sure that student mobility program should not interfere with their studying at Nazarbayev University. So it means that if you go to any student mobility by Nazarbayev University or by yourself, I mean, independently, you have to make sure that you still finish your studying in 4 years. Otherwise, you will be you will have to continue your studying, I mean, the 5th year by your own expenses. Another important point, whether you get accepted by any student mobility program, you have to get an approval from your school. If you will not inform your school manager or dean, you will be considered as a student with absence. So it of course can affect your grades. So in terms of eligibility and participation, we usually provide student mobility opportunities for students who have GPA score above 3.0. If they show good social or academic performance, they have to be above 18 years old, and they should not be in the first year of studying. So we prefer students who are studying second or third year. Of course, the master student, but for master student, there are different mobility programs. So why we do like that? Because we think that at first year, students first of all have to adopt to a new environment. And then when they get mature, then we think that they can travel without any problems. So this are the prioritization. Yes, the GPA of first year study matter, of course. When you start to study at the second year, the school committee usually look at your GPA that you get at the first year or the second semester. So what usually our partner asks for application form, it's CV, it's a copy of transcript, personal statement, and syllabus. So that's what we get. Sometimes interinstitutional agreement requires additional documents to be submitted. Where did you see that? Okay, let me continue, then we will answer your question. So the important deadlines. For the semester academic mobility, it's usually spring semester and fall semester. And for spring semester, we usually collect the documents in October. For fall semester, we usually collect the documents on May. Sometimes, as I said, different agreements require different there are different requirements from the different agreements, so the client may differ according to them. So how do the school evaluate our students? Of course, on academic merit based, they look at the academic and research reference. They look whether the students previously participated on academic mobility, if the usual opportunity is given for another students. So here is important point that credits should be coordinated with the school. So when you are accepted and when you're nominated and accepted by the partner, usually you have to approve the courses that you get with your school manager, and to make sure that our office of the registrar will transfer your credits to your diploma. So it has to be done before the trip. So in case if you fail, the grades of your credit mobility, your grades from the mobility will be transferred to your degree. So you will have to you will get the paper, so you have to submit this paper to your I think do you hear me well?
Yeah, sometimes some words we cannot hear. I think
I'm sorry. I think the internet connection is not good. So after the finishing your mobility program, you have to submit your transcript from the host university to Nazarbayev University by with the office of the registrar. So here are the important points after return. You should not be later than 2 weeks after the beginning of the semester. So when we send students, we make sure that they finish their mobility program before the semester. So abroad at Nazarbayev University, we have Graduate School of Public Policy, which provides Singapore component for their students. We have a Graduate School of Education, who usually provide international study course. The Graduate School of Business as well provide their module for EMBA and MBA students in Fuqua School of Business. It's Duke University, and School of Medicine have international residency in Pittsburgh Medical Center. These are the lists of current interinstitutional agreements. We call it direct interinstitutional agreements. At the moment, we have agreements with Renmin University of China, and this agreement provides 2 students, 2 places. KDI School of Public Policy, it is direct agreement with the Graduate School of Public Policy. It's just for their students. It provides 2 places. University of Tsukuba provides 3 places for SSH students. Waseda University, 2 students. Duke University, which is the module for in Fuqua school. So 2 to 3 students, as well as LQY, 2 or 3 students. It's for GSPP only. And we have, of course, the agreements with Erasmus Plus partners. Here are the list. Usually they provide 1 or 2 places. And summer schools, we have an agreements, and before the pandemic situation, we usually send our students to Jiaotong University, Tsinghua University, and Renmin University. Sometimes the group can consist up to 20 students in one time. So below you can see the links. These are the resources where you can get the information, but of course, if you have any additional information, you can contact me directly by email or phone. Here are the lists of manager school. You can of course contact me firstly, but if you have any specific question for school,
Nurzhan, we didn't hear the ending. Nurzhan, can you hear? Because we didn't hear you at the end of. So I guess, yeah, I guess that's it. So students basically can also contact their school managers, right, for their questions, in case they have it about the mobility.
Yeah, sure.
So now, thank you for the presentation. Now we'll have time for your questions, students. Please, you can write it in the chat, or maybe you can unmute yourself and ask by yourselves as well. Okay, so we have first question from Amina in the chat. If the credits don't transfer, does it matter if a student failed the course or not?
If the credit don't transfer, so there are two types of mobility forms, as I said before. If you are participating in summer school, usually you get, you don't have to transfer your credits, it's just a cultural program. But when you're, for example, students are sent to mobility program with within the agreement, usually even if these courses are not how can I say important for their diploma, the credit will be still transferred to your diploma. So
yeah, because otherwise if you don't transfer it, you kind of lose one semester, which means you have to study for the 5th year, right? The semester that you lost for the transfer. So yeah. Next.
I think it's Ablayhan Khalikov or no?
Luisa. Luisa, where can we find more information about the summer programs?
The information about summer programs are presented in our website. If you can find, there is a link, there is a page named Student Mobility Opportunities. You can get the information from there. Additional information you can get from me.
Okay, so Gauhar wants to ask, unmute herself, so please, Gauhar.
Yes, hello, can you hear me well?
Yes.
Yes.
I wanted to ask, there are like other scholarships not in partner with Nazarbayev University, for example, like European or USA programs. Can we apply there?
Yes, of
Will,
course. Yes, there are a lot of programs that students can apply independently, but anyway, you should inform your school that you are going to participate there. And of course, if you are accepted, for sure you have to inform your school. And if this mobility if this mobility provides you an opportunity to transfer your credit, you will, of course, fill the form, the academic mobility form, when you will list your courses that you will get after the completion of your mobility. You will have to submit this paper to Office of the Registrar, so they can transfer this credit to your diploma, to your NU diploma. So everything you get in terms of credit-bearing courses, you will have to inform your school and Office of the Registrar. It's mandated.
Thank you. And also, second question. So you said in the presentation for spring semester applications, the deadline usually is at the end of May, but right now there are no calls for applications, right?
Yes, for fall semester, we usually start to collect on May, but at this time, most of the programs, most of the agreements are suspended because of the COVID situation. For example, some of our students are going to participate in summer school in Renmin this summer, and they will participate online. The online summer school is okay for some of the deans, but online academic mobility, they do not support it, unfortunately.
Thank you.
So I think this Abulkhair's question is somehow related. It was written that mobility is suspended. Is there any info to which semester we can apply for mobility?
as I show you from the slides, the application process, whenever we get information from our partner, we send it directly to manager school. So if you are planning to participate on mobility programs, you will have to wait the announcement from your manager school. So we do not, the office, we do not like collect the documents. So the all information is in the school. I mean, if the program, if the mobility program is active.
Okay, and can we apply to other universities that are not listed as a partner? So I think you already mentioned.
Yes, at this moment, we work on expanding of our academic mobility programs. I mean, the number of partners. You may know that before we even didn't have the credit-bearing programs, which is Erasmus Plus or direct interinstitutional agreements. Before it was only the summer school or something like that, some cultural programs. And starting from 2017, I think the university started to provide this opportunity for students. And at this moment, we're working on expanding this list of the partner. And if the partner is not in the list of our partner universities, so you of course can apply, but the application form, and as I said many times before, you submit it to Office of the Registrar.
Okay, thank you. If I study my second year abroad with an academic mobility program, does it mean that I have to study it again in Europe? I mean the second year. So basically the student in her or his second year was abroad in the program, mobility program. So does she or he have to again, I mean, how to say, repeat those courses in our university?
As a student, you have to complete the required number of credits by when you graduate. You cannot graduate without if the credits are not sufficient. I mean the number of credits. And if you study the whole year, for example, in foreign university, but these courses that you studied in the host university can be matched with our courses. And if you did fill the application form before this mobility or studying abroad, then you of course get these courses transferred to your diploma, to your transcript, and then it will be considered as you finish these courses in Nazarbayev University. So you do not have to repeat them again.
Okay, Can freshmen attend the summer schools? So basically first years. So they finish their first year in the spring, and then can they attend the summer schools?
I'm sorry, I think
Okay, so basically Aruzhan is asking, can freshmen attend the summer school? So if they finish their first year after spring, let's say, so can they go for summer for summer school in summer?
Yes, they definitely can. There is no requirements for cultural programs or summer schools.
Okay, is person with academic misconduct eligible? So can they apply for mobility programs?
I think it depends on the decision of the school committee. So they will look at your performance, academic, both personal performance, your social performance. We are not, participated in this selection process. It's all done by the school themselves. So it's up to the school.
Okay, thank you. So Mirviert, I have a question about exchange program with Madrid University. Is it still available? Madrid.
Yes, it's still available, but they do not send us an application, the announcement that they are ready to accept our students. So we are in contact with all universities are listed on the slide. Whenever we get the announcement from them, you will know it definitely.
Okay, so can we get this
Amina.
presentation? Yeah, I mean, yes, we'll. Nurzhan?
Yes, just 2 months ago, I think we did this presentation for the student government, and student government send you guidelines they prepared based on this presentation. So you can go to this guidelines, it's almost the same. But if you want to get the presentation, I can share it with Aigerim and you will get it from her.
Okay, thank you. So Amina was raising her hand. Amina, are you here?
Yeah, hello.
Okay, please.
I have a question. Actually, now I'm considered as engineering student, but I want to transfer to other school, to SSH. Which team should I contact if I want to apply for the next semester? I mean, the fall semester.
It's an interesting question. I think you should get both manager of your previous and future school, so they can collect the information from you. I mean the required documents, and I think you will not miss any chance if you will do that like that.
Okay, thank you.
So Timirlan, can freshmen apply for mobility programs?
No. Sometimes it's very, exceptional cases when first year students are admitted and accepted for, but it's very unusual.
Okay, so there is also a question. Can you please tell where the recording will be uploaded? This recording will be uploaded in our YouTube channel. I think Zarina in the chat already indicated the location of the recording, where it will be. Okay, so next is Sambat. Good academic standing, that is GPA, is the only and main criteria for credit-bearing programs.
No, the GPA is not the only criteria. The other criteria is your social performance. I'm not sure what the committee look at when they do the selection process, but what we require, I mean, the university and the office, is that the student should be above 18 years old, and they should not be the first year, and of course they should not be graduating student. I mean the student who are finishing their 4th year.
Okay. Are all summer schools online this year? I guess it's summer schools cultural programs, right?
Yes, summer schools and cultural programs are online this year. You may probably get the information about the Renmin University just recently, and they are online. Yeah.
Okay, so will we have a lower priority when applying to mobility programs hosted by university if previously studied at program found by ourselves? So basically student first went to the program that he found by himself, and then next time he's applying for the mobility program, which is given by the host university and by our partner university.
Yes, it's up to the school committee. The school committee actually tries to provide opportunity to all students. So they may look at this like situation case, special case, but it's up to the school.
Okay, so Salawat saying, however, summer school for this year is only, isn't it? So I guess she is asking online only for this year, I guess.
We hope that, yes, we hope that all academic mobility programs will be in person starting from the fall, but it depends on the pandemic situation in different countries. For example, the last year we started to nominate students to Tsukuba University. So the application process was in fall 2021, and we wanted to send our students for spring 22 to Tsukuba University in Japan, and everything went that this student will study in Tsukuba University in person. But at the last time, there was some pandemic situation in Japan, and they canceled it. They said that they would like to, they offer our student to participate online. But the deans did not approve this form of mobility, and they were postponed for the fall semester. So we are again waiting for the updates from the Tsukuba University, whether it will be in person or online. So everything is changing very fast. So we just hope for the best.
Okay, thank you. So Louise asking, has the application process for summer programs already finished?
For the summer program, for now we have only for Renmin, and it's finished because the school already submitted for us the nominated students. So for these programs is yes, but if we will get any announcement from our other partners, then you will be informed by your school manager.
Okay. So what is the deadline for application for summer school and fall semester?
For fall semester, it is May of every year or April, but for summer school, usually they start inform us on April or March. Yes, March is the most usual time for informing students.
Okay, so can we wait for update for summer school? I think so. Salawat is asking, should we wait? So will we have more announcements on summer school?
It's up to the situation, the pandemic situation in different countries. We also, the Brazilian university also invited our students to participate. So it happens like, if they send us the message, we send it to schools, and you will get an announcement from your manager schools. So whenever we get the information, you will be informed for sure.
Okay, so does online summer school mean we'll go there or we'll cover the course here in Kazakhstan?
Usually the summer school are covered by the Nazarbayev University.
The student means like physically go to the country and just listen to the course, I don't know, in the apartment. Or they just stay in Kazakhstan and listen to
No. You stay in Kazakhstan. Yes, you stay in Kazakhstan. That's why some of the deans do not support the online summer school or online academic mobility, because, for example, if it is online and you imagine you are studying in Japan, then the time difference will, of course, may affect your academic performance.
Okay, so deadline for application to Renmin has already passed, right? So you said yes.
Yes.
You already had.
Yeah.
Okay, so there is a question in the private. So someone is writing me direct. So if student apply to exchange program before, like independently, but haven't been accepted, so will it affect to the evaluation of the application of exchange program from NU?
Can you repeat the first?
So basically the student applied independently by herself, but wasn't accepted. So is this going to somehow affect the evaluation of her application through our university?
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So
The result is that you're not accepted. And if you're not accepted, then you did not had the chance to study abroad. Then you will, of course, be in priority to be sent by the school.
Okay. Are the results of Ufmg summer school in Brazilian studies were released?
I think your school have to inform you whether it released or not. But at this moment, school submitted us two students, the nominated two student. We sent this nominated student to the information about this nominated student to our partner in Brazil. So the process are still ongoing.
Okay, okay. So the last question in the chat, where can we get the information about selection criteria? For example, what is more important, grade or activities and so
on? You can get the information from our website, Student Mobility Opportunities. It is divided to two parts, one for summer school programs and one for academic mobility programs. So you can get the criteria there. If you do not understand or you have any additional questions, you can ask me. But most importantly, usually all students, for example, yes, if there is an opportunity to study abroad, students send their application for the school committee, and school committee look at all, all profile of the student, and they make a decision upon that. So it's not only about the grade or activity. There are some other criteria that school pay attention on.
Okay.
We did not participate in this selection process. We are just coordinating if the nomination are done.
Okay, so Nurzhan, I think you are again having an internet issue. So you can also basically ask your school managers as well, right? Because they are involved in the selection criteria, I mean, the selection process itself. So maybe going to school manager and asking also makes sense. Nurzhan, are you here? Okay. Nurzhan, are you here? Okay. So we cannot hear you. Your mic is off.
Where did I stop?
I think we heard basically everything as criteria. So it's on the website, summer and academic mobility programs, right? They can find the criteria.
Yes.
So we also have, Nurzhan, questions in the Google form that the students were sent. So in the form, one of the students is asking, I want to know more about the exchange programs for computer science set students. Was there any program for such students?
Yes, we have an agreement with Dortmund University, and their programs are mostly related to our set school. So if they provide us any opportunities to study on computer science, then we of course inform the sets manager, and undergraduate students can apply for this program.
Okay. So there's also one more question in the chat. Where does the information about the beginning of the application process for participation in various exchange programs post? So where is the announcement made, basically?
You get an announcement by email from your school manager. Is that a question? Did I?
Yes. Yeah. So it's cool. Right?
Yes, I want to pay attention on the priority of Nazarbayev University. As you may know, we try to make an agreement with top 100 or top 200 universities. That's why you cannot compare the mobility programs of Nazarbayev University with other Kazakhstan universities, because what other Kazakhstan universities do, they usually make an agreement with any university they can. In our case, when we, for example, present any agreement to the academic council of the Nazarbayev University, usually they do not approve it if this university is not listed into at least top 200 universities. That's why it's very hard for us to find any universities who would like to cooperate with us. At the same time, they are in top 100 universities.
Okay, so one more question. Can we study abroad first year or only 1 year or only one semester?
Depends on the program. If sometimes the agreements considers whether we will send 2 students for 1 semester, or we send 1 student for 1 year. I mean 2 semesters. So it depends on the agreement.
So what is the maximum like period, Nurzhan?
Maximum is 1 semester.
Maximum
But
is
yes, 1
semester or 1 year?
1 semester is a priority, because school would like to, they will better send 2 students for 1 semester rather than send
Okay.
1 student. Yes.
Okay. So I think Gauhar is clarifying her question. She means, I mean, if we apply for outside scholarships, not partnership with NU, so can we go for 1 year for mobility program?
Yes, you can, if you will finish your studying within 4 years eventually.
Okay. So one more, there are several questions actually, but I think we already addressed them. They are asking about the GPA required, how the transfer of credits takes place. So we already, Nurzhan already answered those questions, right? There's also a question about GSPP from GSPP students, like exchange program with KDI school. So will you address this question, Nurzhan, here? So what are the requirements for KDI school exchange program?
The requirements, the GSPP school will say more than me, because GSPP school made this agreement directly without our participation.
Okay. What is the approval process for exchange program if students have a self-found exchange programs? So they have to go to the school, right?
If it is self-funded or it is funded by external source, you will have to, first of all, your step is to inform your school manager and dean. If they approve your self-funded mobility program, then you have to fill the application form, which will be signed by all parties. It is our office, it is school manager, dean, office of the registrar, and some other, I do not remember them precisely, but these are departments and offices that are definitely responsible for your self-funded application form.
Okay. So can master students at NUSOM or any other school go on academic mobility, even if it's not part of our curriculum?
Yes, they
For
can.
NUSOM, do we have like any?
We have just a moment. For NUSOM. For NUSOM, there is an international residency in Pittsburgh University. It is a Pittsburgh Medical Center. This program is specially designed for residents who want to make some, who want to practice their general medicine or something like that. So there are special model for NUSOM students. But if they find some other some other programs, they definitely can apply for that.
So I think the last question, I'll get back to the chat. So from the Google form. So students ask, is there a high competition over academic mobility places? Can you give us example of first, second, third, fourth year students who were selected for academic mobility, what they have done, how active they were in academic or social life?
Yes, the competition is quite high. As for example, for Tsukuba University, my colleagues from SSH informed me that for one place there were 18 students for one place.
That's a
So it's
lot.
quite, yes, it's quite competitive.
Mhm, mhm. So is there any example of students? Do you post like, I don't know, the pictures of students who are abroad or maybe feedback from them or I don't know. So the student is asking, is there any such students?
There are, yes, I think there are some information from students who already participated on the website. But during the last 2 years, unfortunately, we did not have in-person academic mobility. So,
Okay, okay. So, and the last question from Dunmohamed, why top 200 or other universities don't want to make an agreement with NU?
no, I don't think they don't want to make an agreement. But when we try to reach them, whether they answer us, they definitely make an agreement with us. But usually we concentrate on these top 200 universities. I will not say that they don't want to make an agreement with us. No.
Okay. Then Mohammed, hopefully that helps. So if there are other questions, so I guess we have no questions. Thank you, Nurzhan, for your session. Hopefully students were able to at least get some idea about the process, what's the situation with exchange programs and how can they apply. Okay, thank you. Okay, Zarina is
Yes, Aygerim and Zarina, our
Mhm.
colleagues from Academic Advice Office, we will try to make these sessions more often.
Okay,
But
yeah.
yes, we will try to make it at least 1 or 2 times in a semester. But for any additional questions, please contact me or your school manager.
Okay, okay, yeah. Thank you again. Thank you, students, for joining. Have a nice weekend and bye-bye. Bye, everyone.